Look, I ain't know who Bill Burr was until I met the man. Half my married to the street without a wedding band. I done peeped that all these rappers won't be secondhand. My pop said I'd be broke and barely eat. I should've bet the man. Yeah, cause I'm way, way, way up. Long ways from the days I evade valet stores. Couldn't pay nowadays. All the cake I make us is enough to buy about 100 trucks. From Mercedes, I resage Chukwueze. Then my babies, label heads be trying to sway me. Pay me. Wrote the game 2020, you can see it plainly. Can't nobody play me, I kill everything innately. At the helm of the mothership with drip, you can see me leaking. Be quiet, a real speaking. Voice of God, every word I jot. Feel the spirit breathing. Best new artist, but the way I cook, very seasoned. Everything around me moving, like bachata. Usher told me do it my way. Frank Sinatra. Been a shotter, been locked in with my cotters. Now I got them raving how I'm big on lines. Hello, Denata.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Well, what a fun battle this should be. Washington and Dallas, traditional rivals, underway here on Thanksgiving Day. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. First down throw for Prescott. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is...
Touchdown, Cowboys! Tony Pollard, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A man who played his prep ball in nearby Frisco, it's Kene Nwangu. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You look at this Cowboy defense. Now, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Up the middle, Nwangu. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. 2nd down, Howell now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the turkey bowl tradition. The families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading remember the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime touchdown, Washington. Dalton Kincaid with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Commanders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it, each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you play on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. The Cowboys hit 7-3 now on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Here's 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On third down, it's Prescott. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
Oh, fighting off the defender. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one. But now playing here on Thursday night, do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. You look at this Cowboy defense. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Robinson. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. First down, Prescott. That is incomplete. This defense for the Commanders, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
2nd and 10. Running right, it's Pollard. Evades him at the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
These two teams all tied after one.
Score time 7-7.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Pollard again. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Fournette will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Did my eyes deceive me? Or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt, he's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
No gain on the screen there, but second down. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day, but you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a third game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the third one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
Now a 2nd and 10. It's Howe with another throw. He'll get this to Nwangu. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Stephon Gilmore, he was the one defensively there who really blew that play up before it got started. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Hal to throw on 2nd down. Robinson's got it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion goes the tight end. Hal now to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion, a handful of attempts, 1 area of the game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Sly able to put this one through. And they've got the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action now, Prescott. They'll roll him out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game. Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw, Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Faking the handoff. Howell. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Finding room at midfield. Look at the big man rumble. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. 72 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now 17-14. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left, more football early in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting,
A 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 and 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. 3rd and long for Prescott. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Howell. And that is incomplete. Oh, my goodness. He was in his own zip code, but somehow could not look it in.
I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Sliding out of the pocket. He's got his running back out of the backfield. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. On 1st down, Howell. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And once more, Howell back to the air. His throw caught at about the 5. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Sly able to put this one through. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now Howell. They'll set up the screen for Nwangu. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. Here's Tressway now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Prescott to throw it. That's dumped off to Pollard. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Prescott. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. The strong running. There he goes, left side. And he is into the end zone for a Commanders touchdown. Such an impressive punt return, 83 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
It's caught at the 1, and he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. A great effort right from the snap there on the defensive side from Amari Barno. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And they've got it in the red red zone now, down at about the 19. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 19-yard line.
Second down, Howell back to pass. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Drops this off with Nwangu. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing. They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
This now a 3rd and 4. Give left side here for Nwangu. That is brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And Ron Rivera, he's going to keep the offense on the field. They're going for it. Going for it on 4th. Here's Howell. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. The passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A very solid gain of 27. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now,
from the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Flush to his right. Oh, Howe loses it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
Partner, that one looked like it was open. They had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. And time to see what this offense has left. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis, and he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Now Joey Sly for the point after. He's got it, and the lead stretches to 35-14.
The score, Commanders 35, Cowboys 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. Now Rush. And his throw here's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes...
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Rush, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Montez Sweat picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Rush on 2nd down. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. And quickly they get to the line. They go play action with Rush. Going to take a shot for Gallup. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Now, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On the toss, here's Nwangu. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a second straight play. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays. And they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 11. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A give left side to Robinson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They work now on 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandle.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Curtis Samuel, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Commanders are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rush. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. One final shot they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And is this...
I ain't tripping, this is easy. Easy, got 'em excited to meet me. I got